Good evening, students. Today we'll deal with the reticular formation. So what is the definition of reticular formation? Ill-defined mass of intermingled neurons and nerve fibers occupying the entire core of brainstem. The reticular name comes from appearance of vague network of nerve cells and fibers on microscopy. It includes everything in brainstem except the name structures which when stimulated produce arousal. Phylogenetically represents old reticulum of brain having respiratory and cardiac centers. So location, you can see this is the reticular formation which is located in the brainstem extending through the medulla, pons and midbrain. Importance, it regulates level of consciousness, alertness, respiration, blood pressure, heart rate, vegetative functions, tone of skeletal muscles, modulates impulse in pain pathways. Extension. So cranially it extends up to diencephalon, subthalamus, hypothalamus and thalamus. Caudally extends up to spinal cord in the cervical region. Reticular nuclei, they are arranged in three longitudinal columns. Number one, median column, which lies in midline. Intermediate size neurons are present. The nuclei in this column are called as raphe nuclei. Then medial column, so large size neurons, also called as magnocellular column. Lateral column, small size neurons, also called as parvocellular column. You can see here the raphe nuclei or the median group. So it's a continuous column. Serotonin is the neurotransmitter. The following nuclei are predominantly observed here. The dorsal raphe nucleus, also called as rostral raphe nucleus, controls pain. Then median raphe nucleus, also called superior raphe nucleus. Linear raphe nucleus, raphe pallidus nucleus, raphe obscurus nucleus, nucleus raphe pontis, and nucleus raphe magnus. You can see this is the median column, dorsal raphe nucleus, nucleus raphe pontis, and nucleus raphe magnus. So this is the medial column where you can see the oral pontine nucleus, caudal pontine nucleus. Then you can also see the gigantocellular nucleus and ventral reticular nucleus. So this is the lateral column where you can see the pedunculopontine nucleus, nucleus locus coeruleus, then you can see the parvocellular nucleus. So medial group of nuclei, periaqueductal gray matter, deep tegmental nucleus, dorsal tegmental nucleus, medullary gigantocellular nucleus, magnocellular nucleus, then pontine gigantocellular nucleus, caudal pontine nucleus, oral pontine nucleus, cuneiform nucleus and subcuneiform nucleus. The lateral group of nuclei, lateral parabrachial nucleus, medial parabrachial nucleus, pedunculopontine nucleus, locus coeruleus, nucleus subcoeruleus, lateral reticular nucleus, ventral reticular nucleus, central nucleus of pons and central nucleus of medulla. You can see here, this is within the midbrain. You can see the mesencephalic reticular nucleus. You can see the red nucleus. You can see the nucleus of Darkwich. You can see the interstitial nucleus of Cajal. So here within the pons, you can see the paramedian nucleus, oral and caudal pontine reticular nuclei. You can see the reticulotegmental nucleus, and you can also see the parvocellular nucleus of pons. So you can see here within the medulla, parahypoglossal nuclei, gigantocellular nuclei, parvocellular nucleus, lateral reticular nucleus, and raphe nuclei, paramedian nuclei. So like this n number of nuclei have been identified. It is very difficult to memorize all the names, so we just call it as reticular formation. So connections of reticular formation, afferents, they receive afferent fibers from cerebrum, from diencephalon, from limbic system, from cerebellum, from sense organs, especially the olfactory, visual and auditory, from brainstem and from spinal cord. So connections of reticular formation, you can see here, this entire reticular formation is receiving from cerebellum, from diencephalon, from cerebral cortex, from the spinal cord, from different parts of brainstem. Efferent connections, it gives efferent connections to corpus striatum, the basal nuclei, then to the neocortex, the cerebrum, the limbic lobe, hippocampus, thalamus, subthalamus, cerebellum, red nucleus, substantia nigra, and tectum of midbrain, and to the spinal cord. So, main functional components of reticular formation ARAS, ascending reticular activating system. So it's a complex polysynaptic pathway, connects brainstem to cerebral cortex. Brainstem reticular formation receives collaterals from spinothalamic tracts like pain, touch, temperature, then trigeminal pathway, then auditory pathway. Efferents are given to intralaminar and reticular nuclei of thalamus. From thalamus, these fibers pass to cerebral cortex. They maintain state of alertness, consciousness, and selective attention. So other functional components of reticular formation is descending reticular activating system, so which is from brainstem to spinal cord, regulates respiration, blood pressure, and somatic motor function. It is inhibitory as well as excitatory. So additional system is there, serotonergic raphe system. So where main components are locus coeruleus and noradrenergic system. So we have these two additional systems, serotonergic raphe system, locus coeruleus, and noradrenergic systems, which are yet to be studied in detail how these systems are working. So functions: maintains state of consciousness, regulates respiration. So maintains state of consciousness is mainly by ARAS, ascending reticular activating system. If the stimulus starts passing through this ARAS, the person will sleep. If there is any damage to ARAS, the person will go into coma and person may die. Regulates heart rate and blood pressure through autonomic reflex centers of brainstem. Controls muscular activity through reticulospinal tract. Controls receptivity of sensory end organs. Controls threshold of central sensory pathways. Regulates endocrine and visceral functions through its connections with hypothalamus. Regulates emotions through its connections with limbic lobe. Damage to reticular formation leads to progressive loss of consciousness, stupor, coma, and death. Electrical stimulation of dorsal raphe nucleus and nuclear raphe magnus results in loss of ability to experience pain from site of injury or disease. This is used as treatment for intractable pain. Thank you. To live life in peace, you have to walk the divine path. Thank you.